this Libra season, with this focus on our relationships, there is going to be a lot of focus on forgiveness. Hi friends, welcome back to Meryl's Mystic. I'm Meryl, and if you're new here, I am a mystical relationship coach, and I empower witches, bitches, and dudes to complete themselves in order to have healthier soulmate relationships and more purpose-filled lives. And today we are here to talk about Libra season. Libra season will be taking place between September 22nd and October 22nd, 23rd, depending on where you are in the world. And Libra season will be a much welcome change after the very structured, task-oriented energy of Virgo season. And the one thing to be aware of is that during this Libra season, we will be experiencing Mercury in retrograde in Libra. We're experiencing our Mercury retrogrades in the air signs this year. So it will have us kind of in our heads about things, but it will be things that we need to think about. And for Libra, it will be about our relationships. And so be prepared for a little bit of the stirring of the pot in your relationships. So if there's things that aren't being said or any issues that are being ignored, this Mercury retrograde in Libra could easily bring those up. And Mercury is the planet of communication, so when it's retrograde, there does tend to be some miscommunications happening. And so make sure that you're really being open and honest with those that are closest to you. That's really important. And to double check communications, in the sense of making sure people understand what you mean when you speak to them, when you are communicating with them. So if you feel like there's all of a sudden some tension in your relationship because communication isn't working so well, pause, breathe, don't react. Don't just fly off the handle and be like, well, how could you think that I think that? It's a good time to say, well, wait, I need you to make sure that you're hearing me correctly. Well, wait, can you repeat back to me what you just heard? Because I want to make sure that I'm communicating clearly to you, and I want to make sure that we're on the same page and that you understand what I'm saying to you. So there could be a lot of that stuff coming up for Libra season. So Mercury will be entering retrograde on the 26th, 27th of September, and we've already been in the shadow since the 6th, since the last new moon in Virgo. And then it will go direct October 18th. After November 3rd, we'll be out of the shadow. So a lot of the energy of Libra season will be a focus on our relationships, and very much so it should be focusing on nurturing the relationships that are most important to you. In Virgo season, you should have gotten some grounding, and you should have been able to kind of prioritize yourself and your world a little better. And so hopefully you've kind of realized, maybe there are certain people in your life that you just kind of have drifted apart from each other, and that's okay. And it's just time to focus on the people who want to be in your life, not necessarily the ones who make you kind of feel like a second thought, or the ones that have just decided they don't want to be around you at all. This is definitely a time to review, are we in healthy relationship with ourselves and with each other? And you don't want to be with somebody who doesn't want to be with you. So definitely focus on being with the people that want to be with you, and the people that fill you up with love and light and energy. And we already had some of that with this Pisces full moon. This Pisces full moon right at the end of Virgo season on the 20th, on September 20th, really helped kind of usher in this feeling, this focus on needing to make sure that you are doing things with people or doing activities with yourself that re-energize you, that fill you up with energy, that ignite you, that are the things that remind you of how beautiful life is, and how and why you came to Earth and chose to be human. And that's really going to carry into Libra season. So Libra season for me, I always think of like pink. That's why I'm like wearing my pinks today. I did my more pinky makeup. I have more pinky nails. Like, I love color association with the energies of the seasons. Stone association. I'll probably be wearing my rose quartzes and my pink rhododendrite. I think that's how you say rhododendrite. It's just, a lot of that is because Libra, like Pisces, is the other sign that I feel like really looks at life through rose-colored glasses. You know, there's this, they say that Aquarius is the most evolved air sign, and that Aquarius is usually good about getting in touch with their emotions. I feel like Aquarius is actually better at not letting negative things affect them, and Libra is actually a little bit more on the positive side. They are represented by the scales, so, and they are the only archetype that is not a living thing, which is interesting. And so I have met certain Libras that over the years that are just like, oh, we're boring, or oh, you know, there's just like nothing exciting about us, or they're like, you know, they feel like they have this reputation of being like cold, or too logical, and I just don't find that to be true. All the Libras in my life are some of the most loving people that I've known, and Libra definitely like has a reputation of can be like maybe a little more flighty, or a little bit of an airhead. All air signs kind of have that quality every now and then, especially Gemini and Libra, but Libra is the most forgiving sign I found, like almost to a fault. I feel like I see some of these like loving Libras that are just like such gems of people, and they like don't value themselves enough. They so easily push themselves aside, and that they easily get taken advantage of by those people around them who know that they'll just like say yes and do these things, and that you can just step on them and they'll like eventually take you back. So if you have Libras in your lives, like, don't do that. Show them the same courtesy of forgiveness, because I feel like some Libras aren't, what's the word I'm looking for? Libra energy can be not as stable. Like, they can appear to not maybe be as like stable as like an earth sign, but I feel like we should be returning this like courtesy that they give all of us of like acceptance and forgiveness. So whoever the Libras are in your life, like, just try to focus on their good qualities and forgive them when they're, you know, when you're maybe feeling like they're not tapping into their good qualities. Like, we need to hold more space for our Libras, because Libra holds so much space for us without even realizing it. And the energy of them is very diplomatic. They want things to be fair. They're really good at seeing both sides of the situation. Empowered Libras tend to be really strong in themselves, and just kind of like when they see that things aren't going to serve them, or they see that things don't align with them, they're like, don't care, just moving on. And I feel like that really carries into Aquarius, where Aquarians really quickly off the bat are just like, if it's not working for me, like, forget you, I'm not even dealing with it. It takes Libras a little bit longer to be in that strength, but man, once you see them really step into their power, it's like such a beautiful thing. So hug your Libras. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how beautiful they are, because we need them. We really do. And it makes me so sad when I've met Libras in the past. They're like, I'm a Libra, it's boring. Like, no, it's not. It's not. It's just, in society at large, in this world, we so easily write off kindness for weakness, and that they are some of the kindest, most accepting people and most forgiving. So they're here to teach us something. So Libra is represented by Justice in the tarot in the major arcana, and as you can see, Justice is pretty perfect for Libra. We were talking about them being very diplomatic and being able to see both sides of the story, and we have the scales represented here, and then we have the sword representing air. And as you can see, like, I feel like this is a good reminder of like what Libra can be when they're in their full power and strength, and I hope that you got some of that infused into you in Virgo season. This is, all of these seasons have really been leading up to us being in our power and being our unapologetic selves, and now it's time to like really love that. And I think, like, notice that there's like the crown. I just kind of noticed that there's also like the shroud here and the pillars, and that is very reflective of the High Priestess. So even though air signs tend to be very cerebral, remember that we all have intuition, and it's just about how we tap into that differently, and just seeing the signs of when things like feel good or when things feel icky. And so it's the scales. It's like, well, what do I want to give my time and attention to? Like, how is it really making me feel? This Libra season, with this focus on our relationships, there is going to be a lot of focus on forgiveness. The forgiveness that we offer to each other is not always for the other person. Sometimes we have to forgive people for ourselves and for our own peace of mind. Because sometimes the people that we feel like betray us or hurt us, they don't always deserve our energy and our time of like going to them and saying, hey, I really forgive you for doing this thing, especially if they're not like coming to you and being like, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Sometimes we have to forgive people without even getting any sort of acknowledgement or apology from that person. When I have to forgive people for myself and I don't have a way of telling them specifically, and forgiveness work takes a long time. Sometimes you can try to forgive people for years, and it just, and sometimes even when you do forgiveness work for those people, it doesn't, sometimes the hurt can be so deep that it's hard to let go. So for yourself, just start practicing this. Don't expect it to happen right away, but a good practice to implement when you're doing forgiveness work is letter writing that you don't send. So I've written a lot of letters to a lot of people that I don't send. A lot of time I burn them in full moon rituals, to just like let it go into the universe, send them, blessings. It's just about turning around the energy so that we're not focusing on this like revenge or ill will or like wanting them to hurt the way that we hurt. It's so easy to do that, and that just brings you into your lower vibrations, and we're better than that. You're better than that. You wouldn't be here if you weren't trying to live a higher vibration life. And I'm trying to live a higher vibration life all the time, but it's a practice. It is not something that you just like reach a higher vibration. You're just like, I'm up here all the time and nothing else bothers me. No, because we're still human. We came here to have human experiences, and human experiences come with the pain and the shadow, and it shows, and we have to experience that so that we can find our light and find the beauty in life in general. So if you have any more questions about forgiveness work or how to do that, please reach out to me. I'm really excited for Libra season. I really was excited for the Pisces full moon, because this really speaks to like my calling in life and how I just really want to help us all be in better relationships with each other in the world. And it really starts with having better relationships with ourselves. So if you don't know how to start forgiving other people, maybe write a letter to yourself and forgive yourself about whatever mistakes you might have made in the past, things that you might have treated yourself wrong. There's just, it really starts with you. And so I really implore you to do some sort of forgiveness work during Libra season, whether it's for yourself or for others, or maybe you need to actually speak forgiveness to your partner or your parent or your child or your friend, you know. So there should be lots of opportunities for this, but make sure you're also doing your best to discern where, like, why, like, your motives also behind it. Why do you want to forgive them? Does this person even deserve any of my energy if they are coming to me saying, you know, I'm sorry, you know, I miss you, I want to be back in your life? It's like, well, we got to recognize where am I now? Like, I appreciate it. I let's squash it. But a lot of the time, things change because they're supposed to. Things change because we can't go backwards. And it's really nice to have some nostalgia and some good feelings about things, but we also have to remember our boundaries and remember why certain people just aren't in our lives anymore. And that's okay. And we just want to wish them well and wish them well on their path, because we're all on our own paths too. It's really about focusing on your own path and what you need to heal and to forgive and to live your best life, and how to protect yourself and how to tap into the joy and abundance that is all around you. So I really am sending you so many happy, loving blessings for Libra season. I think it's going to be a really great one. The first day of Libra season is also the autumn equinox, so we're moving into fall here in the northern hemisphere. So I'm really excited for some different energy. It was, you know, it's been an intense couple years. It was an intense summer, and so just give yourself some time and some space. Hold space for yourself, and don't push yourself too far, okay? There's plenty of time for that. This is about being a little gentler and a little more loving with you. All right. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into your taroscopes. Hi, Virgo. So good to see you. How was your season? I hope that you had a great birthday. I hope that your season treated you well. It seemed like it was pretty good for a lot of people. Powerful. You had a very powerful season. It was powerful for a lot of people. I know it was powerful for me. And I hope it helped you also feel into your power. Feel like it was very much like a Beyonce Virgo season. Remember that. Beyonce's a Virgo. You've got that in you, okay? Let's see what Libra season's going to bring for you. Oh, this is interesting. King of Cups in reverse. This came up also for Taurus, I believe. Is it Taurus? Which is interesting. Yeah, I think it was Taurus, which is another earth sign. So it's kind of cool. Like, it makes me feel good for you, because I think that is validating that your season should have, like, helped you feel a little bit more in your power. And the thing about the King of Cups is that they are the highest evolution of, like, emotional involvement. And yes, they are in reverse, but that's okay. That means that you're on your way there, that you are heading in this direction, that you've been working on your things, on your stuff, especially your emotional stuff. So I hope that you've been getting kind of in touch with, too, like, the difference between you and Taurus is that this feels a little bit more heart-centered for some reason. It feels as if there needs to be just a little bit more connection with, like, your heart space and where your heart is leading you. Because I am very much, because when they're in reverse, they can reference the card before them sometimes, and I'm feeling that for this energy. I'm seeing the Knight of Cups, and that is like the heart leading you somewhere. The Knights are always on the move, and sometimes the Knights sometimes the Knights can be like lovers or people in your life that aren't supposed to like stick around, and that could be happening too, but there is like this like very heart, where's your heart leading you? And are you also following your heart? Ooh. Next is the Star in reverse. More validation of what I'm feeling, because the Star is all about connecting to those things that like are so in line with your heart and soul that they light you up and make you feel alive. Like divine connection to the things on this earth that make you feel alive and aligned, and the things that remind you how beautiful your life is, how beautiful you are. The Star is also an Aquarius. There might be an Aquarius in your life. The Aquarius needs to help you figure out how to unapologetically connect to those things that are supposed to be aligning with you. Because the fact that it's in reverse is that there is some resistance here. And I was feeling that already with this, like, asking you, are you following your heart where it's leading you? And why are you resisting that? Why are you resisting the alignment? Why are you resisting the things that are being gifted to you from the universe? Because next is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of reversals for you, Virgo. So a lot of things happening internally. With the Page of Pentacles for you, too, it just feels like a need to slow down. If you're having a hard time connecting with what your heart is telling you, with your intuition, if you've been too much in your head, it's like a slowing down in your physical space, because they're trying to gift you these opportunities. This is about opportunities in the physical. Like, look at them looking at that beautiful pinnacle. It's the potential that energy has. So there's so much potential. It's like a seed too. What can you do with that seed? What can you do with that gold? There's so much attached to that. There's so much like planning and possibility. I feel so much possibility here, but it feels very much like you are resisting accepting any of these good things that are being gifted to you. So why? Oh. Having a hard time balancing. Having a hard time balancing what's being gifted to you and maybe what you already have. Balancing the old path with the new path. Balancing old paradigms with the new paradigms. Because when we start getting into new things and things that are aligned with us, there's a level of like the people pleaser that has to go away. There's a level of release and letting go of certain things that no longer serve you. And you're letting it trap you. You're letting it trap you. And you think that you are being trapped, but it's all in your head. It's an illusion. So why are you like sneaking around and avoiding the good things that are coming to you? There's an avoidance piece here. Do you like being trapped? You like being in despair? It's interesting that, the 8 is coming up in reverse with the 7 right behind it, because these are very similar energies. When the card comes up in reverse, a lot of time it's referenced to the card before it. And we have literally the card before it coming up. I hate to have to tell you this, but you're doing this to yourself. You're doing it to yourself. It's almost like you're deceiving your own self. You're deceiving it's like you're playing these mind games with yourself. You don't want to listen to your intuition. You don't want to see these great opportunities that are being presented to you. You're having trouble balancing it all. Well, you're having trouble balancing it all because you're resisting. And you're avoiding what you really want. And what you really should be doing. And I don't like to should on you, but this is like, I'm shoulding on you because there's an alignment piece here. The things that you're avoiding are true alignment and true connection to your heart and your soul and your intuition. And it feels with these other cards, these swords coming up, you're letting your ego get in the way. You're letting your ego convince you that it's protecting you. I'm protecting myself. Are you? Are you protecting yourself, or are you avoiding yourself? I think Virgos have one of the hardest times really looking in the mirror. I have a Virgo moon. I get it. There's a huge perfectionism piece here, and that comes with a people pleaser. Libras, going into Libra season, Libras have a tendency to also be people pleasers. And I like that all of what Spirit is saying is that it's about you. It's about looking at you and what you're doing and what your part in this is. So what are you doing? And why? Why are you doing it? And are you giving yourself enough time and space to really look at it and figure it out? It's also interesting too because these two cards came up reflective like this. Lots of reflections coming up. Lots of reflections coming up. Look how similar the energies are. But don't you want to be here? Doesn't this one feel so much better than this one? This one's icky. I don't like the Seven of Swords. It's deceptive and sneaky and icky. I don't like when it comes up. I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. And yes, this is a slower energy, but it's more solid, it's more nurturing, it's more grounding. And it's trying to lead you to these great things. So put some stuff down. Put some stuff down. I feel like this card too, you know, if we're talking about the card before, it's the Ace of Pentacles, which is very similar to the Page of Pentacles. Single pentacle, lots of opportunity, lots of potential. Again, it's like you're balancing things that you don't actually have to balance. You're creating this imbalance for yourself. And I don't think it feels that great when you do that. So let this Libra season be a mirror for you. And it's okay. We all have our shit. We all have our shadow. We all have our challenges. It's okay to be human. It's okay to need to step back and reevaluate. Because what's trying to be gifted to you is beautiful. You deserve it. You deserve these things, these beautiful energies that are being gifted to you. Look how good that feels. It wouldn't come up like this. It wouldn't come up with them all in reverse if it didn't want you to see what was possible. They want you to see what's possible. And this feels so good, upright. And they want you to know you deserve all these good feelings, all the good things that are being sent to you. Okay? I would just want to like reach through the screen and give you a hug. I think if you let your guard down a little bit more, the beauty of life would just open up a little bit more for you. I know that it's just like, I think when Virgo protects itself, it's so easy to get very rigid and like hold on to things just a little too tightly. And then it ends up being counterproductive and counterintuitive if you do it for too long. Give yourself a break. It's okay to let go a little bit. It's okay to stop. It's okay. Here is a postcard from Spirit for you. It says, celebrate life on it. Oh, I like it. It's got like a curvy girl angel on it. You don't usually see like curvy girl angels. I like that. Dear you, there are times in life when taking a risk is better left for another day. Other times are perfect for taking that leap, no matter how dangerous it might seem. Well, hold on to your parachute strings for today. For today is leap time. And I think for you, this is me adding this, me and Spirit adding this. For you, this is so outside your comfort zone. It's time to leap outside the comfort zone, because what is on the other side is so much better and more beautiful than what you've convinced yourself to be comfortable in, okay? Realize that no matter what, we will not let you fall, drown, get lost, or hurt yourself in any way on this one. Even if it may feel like you are in a free fall, we are here for you. And you can stop freaking out. It says that about getting hurt, and relax into this transition to something new. Hello. Knock, 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 hello. The door, they're knocking on the door, answer it. All the elements are in place, and your soul is ready for a new experience. No matter what you're asking about, it's time to take the risk and do that thing that scares you. No matter what happens, you will land softly, right on target. Don't worry about the outcomes. Spirit's got you covered. It's taking the leap itself that's the point. We love your courage. Embrace it. You are courageous, Virgo, and you're capable and like powerful and solid. And it's like you let yourself forget that, and then you get caught in this place that you've convinced yourself is where you should be. And when the change is coming, you're like, no, I'm good. No, I'm good right here. I'm good. When there's all these signs saying that, no, it's time to move. It's time to not be here anymore. Okay? You know. You know we're right. Alright, please let me know if you need any other support. This is definitely a time when we're needing to focus on ourselves, be very reflective about how we're participating in our lives, and in your season it was about how we're participating in our day-to-day, and now it's about how we're participating in our relationships, how we're in relationship with ourselves, each other, and the world, how we're in relationship to all types of things. Lots of reflections. I'm sending you so much love and peace and grace, and I know that it's going to be great on the other side. You just have to take that first step, okay? All right, Virgo, let me know if you need anything, and I'll see you for Scorpio season. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate all of your support. I'm sending you so much love. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. Please hit that notification bell. Share with a friend. Go follow things at Meryl's Mystic on pretty much all platforms. And join me for my lives on Facebook and Instagram. My lives for October will be the 1st, the 15th, and then I will be doing a live for Halloween Samhain on the 31st. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Jesus, silent, silent,